Repeat that, Commissioner.
I'm saying, I do understand that yesterday you asked that you should be assisted by an interpreter. Now, what I'm saying is there will be some questions that are easy to understand or to follow. And I'm giving the example of a question that says, was it a Monday or a Thursday? Surely you understand that. And
That's
you
correct.
should just say it was a Thursday, it was a Monday, or I don't remember. Do you see what I mean?
That's correct.
And then you can just find a way or decide on a way to signal to Ms. Murray that now I don't understand that one, and then Ms. Murray will interpret that.
That's correct. It's fine.
Will that work for you?
Definitely, Commissioners.
Or just a minute? Do you want perhaps to indicate whatever signal you'll be using so that Ms. Murray will be on the alert, and once you do that, she will then interpret for you?
I'll indicate with my eyes.
With your eyes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Chakalson, perhaps before we start, there's the ruling in the witness G matter that has already gone out. It's already in the public domain, but I never made a public announcement on this forum. Perhaps let me just say to the public and for the record that the ruling is now out there. It's been published on the usual media platforms, and it has also been put up on the Commission's website. So anybody who's interested in it will see it on those platforms. Thank you. You may start, Mr. Chakalson.
Thank you, Chair. Before I start, I should just record a conversation I had with Mr. Mwato this morning. He's unavailable, and Mr. Malek is stepping in for him, but Mr. Malek is not as familiar with the documents that we are traversing today as Mr. Mwato was. So I have undertaken to Mr. Mwato that where I ask questions where I think that there is a risk that the answer may be self-incriminatory, then I will flag the question at the time. So Sergeant Nkosi can decide whether he wants to answer it or to assert a privilege against self-incrimination. Because I think in the circumstances, well, certainly my view was that in the circumstances that was the way that would be proper to proceed, because just in fairness to Sergeant Nkosi.
I seem to recall, I forget which witness it was, that you drew to that witness's attention the fact that whatever a witness says that may incriminate the witness will not be used in the criminal proceedings against that witness.
Yes, Chair. I mean, there are two separate protections.
Yes,
the one is that nothing that Sergeant Nkosi says in these proceedings can ever be used in a criminal trial against him.
Yes.
But over and above that, he also has a privilege against self-incrimination. So if he does not want to answer a question because the answer may incriminate himself, he's not obliged to. He can choose to, and then his answer is not admissible in any criminal proceedings. But I just thought that it was important in the absence of Mr. Mwato to flag the questions that I think are potentially incriminatory.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chakalson. Let's start.
Sorry, Sergeant, just to clarify that, where I indicate that that the answer to a question may be incriminatory, if you choose to answer it, whatever you say cannot be used against you in a criminal trial. But if you believe that your answer may incriminate you, you are also entitled to say, I elect not to answer that question because I have a privilege against self-incrimination.
Just a minute. Mr. Chakalson, we've just discussed and agreed, but you may also, you and Mr. Maleka may also have a say on this if you want to. We are taking the view that this protection does not extend to issues relating to disciplinary matters, but do not translate to the criminal process and criminal proceedings.
I share that view, and I think in fairness to Sergeant Nkosi, we should make that clear as well.
Yes.
So Sergeant, when I said that nothing you say here can be used against you in a criminal trial, that doesn't extend to other proceedings, like disciplinary proceedings. So answers here may be capable of being used in disciplinary proceedings. You do also have a privilege against self-incrimination, so you can choose to say, I don't want to answer that question because the answer may incriminate me.
Mr. Maleka, your take or your view on this?
That's fine, Your Worship.
Oh, you agree with, thank you. Rather chair than your worship. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Chakalson.
And Chair, just in view of the practice of telling people which files we're going to go to, today is going to be the last 3 files. So most of today will be the last 3 files.
We have file 2, plain file 2, it not being 2 off. Is that what you're saying?
There ought to be an additionally paginated, are they in 2 files, not in 3?
It is 3, but I'm still going to get the 3rd one. It's the 1, 2, 3 without the off.
Indeed.
We are ready, Mr. Chakalson.
Thank you, Chair. Sergeant, we're going to spend most of today talking about Tswane, and it's going to involve a new set of actors, as it were, that the Commission doesn't know about. So I thought the best way to start was to identify the people who I'm going to be asking you questions about so that the Commission understands who they are, what roles they occupy, and the like. So the first person is Mr. Mnisi, and can you confirm that he is the CFO of Tswane?
Yes, I confirm.
And that he is recorded in your WhatsApps as CFO Mpumalanga?
I confirm.
And that he chaired the BAC in respect of tender 1 of 24-25, which was the security tender in relation to land invasions and land protection that was ultimately awarded to your brother's company, among others.
I can confirm that.
Then the second person who we may mention is Mr. Modise, who is sometimes referred to as Bonzo Modise. Was he the deputy mayor of Tswane over this period?
He's still a deputy mayor.
The third person is a General Dlamini, who is the deputy of the Tswane Municipal Police, deputy head of the Tswane Municipal Police Department.
That's correct.
And he's listed in your chats as General Dlamini undercover, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you often refer to him just as General,
That's correct.
as does Mr. Mnisi.
Can you repeat that?
And Mr. Mnisi also refers to him as General. So when Mr. Mnisi says in the chats General, he's referring to General Dlamini.
That's correct.
Is general the name or the...
The rank, I would imagine. Sorry, Sergeant, I presume General is not his first name, it's his rank.
That's correct.
Then we...
Before you proceed, I referred him as general, but he's a deputy chief. I don't know, their ranks, they differ than with us.
I see. So it may not be his officially designated rank. He's the deputy chief.
That's correct.
Then there is Mpho Lekukela, and he is recorded in your chats as Luka Nicol. Is that correct?
That's correct.
There is...
And what's the position of...
Can you tell the chair what position Mr. Lekukela holds?
I don't know currently what he holds, but he's working in Rustenburg in administration office there in Rustenburg.
And at the time, was he employed by the Tswane Municipality in late 2024, early 2025? Had he moved to Rustenburg yet?
That's correct.
No. Had he already moved to Rustenburg by late 2024?
Yes, he had moved.
Had he previously been employed by the Tswane Municipality?
Yes, he had been.
And what position did he hold then? That is before he moved to Rustenburg.
I think he was still a senior admin.
And if I remember yesterday, you mentioned that there was some tension between him and the CFO, and that you had tried to broker peace between them.
That's correct.
Then there is someone recorded in your chats as MMC Vivian Morodi. Is she a member of the Municipal Council of Tswane?
That's correct.
Representing which party?
Action SA.
Then the chats refer to Victor. Would that be Victor Khopa?
I don't know him.
Do you know who Victor is when the chats refer to Victor?
No.
There is also reference in the chats to Kane. Would that be Kane Mpofu, who is the divisional head of supply chain management in Tswane?
I don't know him.
Is it C-A-I-N?
C-A-I-N.
Surname?
Mpofu. And the chats also refer to Nicol, and my question to you is that a reference to Mr. Lekukela or to Nicol Matobela?
I would not know.
Okay. When we come to, I may ask you when we come to specific chats that refer to Kane or Victor or Nicol, whether when you see the chat you remember who it's referring to. But obviously if you don't remember, if you don't know, you don't know. So where I want to start is with your relationship with Mr. Mnisi. And I'm going to take you through your chats with Mr. Mnisi. And remember that the times on these chats are set according to Greenwich Mean Time, so you need to add 2 hours to any time to understand what the South African time was at the time. And the first chat that I want to take you to is on page 29 of file 1. And there is a picture of Mr. Mnisi at a shooting range. And did you take Mr. Mnisi shooting on that day?
I confirm.
And was that his first time ever shooting?
On the indoors, yes.
And if we go down to page 30, you'll see in the chat at the time says 12:17, that would be in fact 14:17. Said, "You did well on the range, my man." And he said, "Not too bad for the first time, my bro." You recall that?
That's correct.
And I presume he really enjoyed himself on this shooting range experience.
That's correct.
Then on the, if you go down to page 42, you see at the foot of the page, 42, and then going on to 43, you sent him a series of pictures of, it's these three-wheelers, like the three-wheeler that you bought for Mr. Msibi and Mr. Mtakati, and those pictures continue all the way down to page 48. And you sent them to him on the 15th of November. You recall that?
That's correct.
Why were you sending them to him?
I've sent these pictures to him because we share the same intimate of biking.
I see. Can I ask, when did Mr. Mnisi come to Tswane? When did he become the CFO?
I can't be sure, between maybe 2023 or 22, I'm not sure.
2023 or 2022. You say you both shared an interest in biking. I see that he then, at the foot of page 48, sends you back a picture of a bike that's more cut out for speed than the three-wheelers. And then he says lower down on page 49, at the time on the chat, it says 127, that's 327. Definitely, my bro, I like the speed. You recall that exchange?
That's correct.
Then, on the 22nd of November, if you go to page 52, footer 51, top of 52,
Page 52.
Yes, 52. It starts just at the bottom of the preceding page. There's a picture of a letter sent to Tswane by the Hawks asking for information in relation to certain investigations. You recall this letter?
That's correct, I recall.
And Mr. Mnisi asked, for what I infer from the chats is that Mr. Mnisi asked you for advice in relation to how he should be dealing with the Hawks. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And if we go down to page 65, we see on page 65 that he in fact sent you a draft of the letter that he proposed to write back to the Hawks, and he asked you to read it and to confirm that it was in order. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you responded to him, send, we just saw it now, I'm with Zungu. So in fact, you were speaking to Warrant Officer Zungu, who is in the Hawks, to get his advice also on how it would be appropriate to respond to this letter from the Hawks. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Then on the 7th of December, if we go down to page 78, we see that you sent Mr. Mnisi a copy of the warrant of arrest for Mr. Kaula. You see that?
That's correct.
And initially, when I read the chats, I thought that maybe Mr. Kaula had come down, Mr. Mnisi had come down with you to Kroonstad, but I think now that my initial understanding was incorrect. He didn't come down with you to Kroonstad, did he?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, it's correct that he didn't come down. He did not come down.
Now you're referring to Mr. Mnisi.
Mr. Mnisi, yes.
Yes.
But you were going to pick him up the next morning to do something together. Is that not correct? Because if you go back to, if you go to the, if you go to the foot of page 77, you see that at the time that says 7:50:23 p.m., which is actually 9:50 p.m., you say Mfowethu tomorrow. He responds, Mfowethu, yes, please. I'm going to that place. I have to be there by 9 a.m. And you say dress code, time to collect you at your place, and then you send the warrant, and then he answers, just normal, my brother, black t-shirt, I don't want to attract too many eyes. So from that I infer that you and he were going somewhere together the next morning.
That's correct.
And do you recall where it was?
I can't recall. It might be in one of the events that we usually go.
And what sort of events were those?
I can't recall.
No, but you say the sort of events that we usually go, but what sort of events did you go to with Mr. Mnisi?
The bike events.
I see. Why did you send Mr. Mnisi the warrant of arrest for Mr. Kaula?
I sent it for him to see that I was busy at that particular time with this warrant.
I see. He writes back to you on page 79 at it's the second last chat on the page. This guy's in trouble. I presume he's referring to Kaula.
That's correct.
And then you, if we go down to 80 and 81, you said, there is a chat. If we go to 80, at the chat time 8:29 p.m., which was actually 10:29 p.m., you explained to Mr. Mnisi in relation to Mr. Kaula, we're waiting for him at 2300 hours to be on stage, then we arrest. He stopped to gossip about politicians. So was that really expressing your view that the reason for this operation was to stop Mr. Kaula gossiping about politicians?
Can you repeat that question? I just want to understand it clearly.
Did you understand that the reason for this hunt for Mr. Kaula was primarily to stop him gossiping about politicians?
No.
What did you mean when you told Mr. Mnisi he stopped to gossip about politicians?
No, I think it was just a talk between myself and Mr. Mnisi. Not that we must stop to gossip about the politicians, as it's seen here.
You did earlier say that one of the reasons you understood General Sabia to be so concerned about this case was that Mr. Kaula had published material about Minister Mbalula. You recall that?
Yes, I recall that.
So stopping him publishing material about Minister Mbalula was probably quite high in General Sabia's list of priorities, or not? You don't have to answer that one.
Sorry, can I just ask, at page 79, you say that you were going to pick up the Mr. Mnisi the following day to go biking. But then at 79, there's that chat there where he said, where you had asked dress code at 78, and then at 79, he says, just normal, my brother, black t-shirt, I don't want to attract too many eyes. Can you just explain why would it be an issue if you're just going biking, how he dresses? I mean, what environment do you bike in where there's opportunity to attract attention to him from how he's dressed?
Okay, my answer to the evidence leader at that time, I said, I don't remember which event exactly. Then he said, usually what kind of events do you attend? I said, biking. So in this matter, I was answering based on those facts.
Saying for sure that you were going biking.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chakalson.
Just a matter of detail, Mr. Chakalson. Around 2024, I think Mr. Mbalula was by then the Secretary General of the African National Congress and no longer a minister.
Thank you, Chair. And by the end of 2024...
Sorry again. Very. Sergeant Nkosi, we are just thinking that what you indicated is how you would require that Ms. Murray interpret may not always be visible. Perhaps you should just indicate to me, I would like that interpreted. So you vocalize that.
Thank you, Commissioner.
We think that will work better.
Thank you,
Understood?
Commissioner.
Yes, but you are still comfortable with what you said at the beginning, which is that you don't want each and every question interpreted.
That's correct, Commissioner.
All right, thank you. Let's proceed.
Thank you, Chair. And Sergeant, if you go down to page 96, you'll see the New Year's greetings that you exchange on New Year's Day 2025 with the CFO. And those greetings reflect a friendship that has, a strong friendship that has now developed, I want to put to you. He says, Mfwethu, Happy New Year to you. Thank you very much for always being there for me. In you, I found a brother. I hope we can move from strength to strength together. I also want you to know that I'll always be there for you as well, my brother, no matter what. And you respond, compliments, my brother. Indeed, in you, I found a true brother. Let this year be the year of more progress and happiness. So would it be fair to say that by the end of 2024, you had a close friendship with, with Mr. Mnisi?
By what?
By New Year's 2025, you had a close friendship with Mr. Mnisi.
That's correct.
And now, I want to take you to a chat with that General Dlamini sent you in July 2025. That's the 12th of July 2025, and it is on page 552 in volume 2. And it's chat number 3 on page 552. And there General Dlamini says to you, Morning, Captain. I can see, Ukuthi, you have captured Mfwethu, and he wouldn't want you to leave him. And he's referring by Mfwethu to Mr. Mnisi, is he not? When he refers to Mfwethu, he's referring to Mr. Mnisi.
That's correct.
I can see, Ukuthi, you have captured Mfwethu, and he wouldn't want you to leave him. You should gear yourself to do so forever, my brother. Mfwethu is the best person to be with, Ujuda wetu, who will do great things for us compared to Baba wako Ngaseko. So he is saying, well, he's saying several things to you, and I'd like your comment on them. The first thing he's saying is you've captured Mr. Mnisi. What's your comment on that?
What's my comment on his statement that the general sent to me?
Well, let me ask a separate question. Why do you think he has said you have captured Mr. Mnisi?
According to my understanding, it was, I'm close to Mr. Mnisi.
So you read this to mean that he was saying you are close to Mr. Mnisi?
That's correct.
You should gear yourself to do so forever, my brother. Is he then saying you should stay close to Mr. Mnisi forever?
In terms of our relationship, myself and Mr. Mnisi, that is how I understood him.
Please leave the second mic on, Sergeant Nkosi.
And this file keeps on switching off this. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay.
And then he says, Mfwethu is the best person to be with. Ujuda wetu, who will do great things for us compared to Baba wako Ngaseko. So he is saying to you that Mr. Mnisi, and I presume when he refers to Ubaba, he's talking about Mr. Msibi, who had passed away by that stage.
That's incorrect.
Who is he referring to by Ubaba wako Ngaseko?
I don't know.
our deceased father. Who would he mean by that?
Can you come again?
Ubaba wako ungaseko. Who could he be referring to there?
I might not know, or I don't know. Let me be.
Can I ask, did General Dlamini know about your relationship to Mr. Msibi?
That's correct.
And when he said that Mr. Mnisi will do great things for us, what do you think he had in mind? What great things would Mr. Mnisi do for you?
I don't know what he meant by his message.
Can I take you to a series of developments that were also taking place between that first, well, not that,
But before you move on, Mr. Chakalson, you responded to the text that Mr. Chakalson has just read to you. You responded with 3 emojis, and I don't know whether those squares are also emojis. What did you mean by that?
I'm just acknowledging the message that he sent. Yeah, at that time I was acknowledging.
Yeah. Can you explain what you mean by acknowledge in that context?
Acknowledging the message that he sent to me, that I received it.
That you've received it?
Yes.
Surely if you merely acknowledge receipt in this context with no further response, question, query, it must mean you understood the content.
Yes, I understood.
You understood the content.
That's correct.
So that must mean you knew the Baba wako ongaseko. You knew who he was referring to.
I would not know.
What would you not know?
I would not know when he said Ubaba wako ongaseko. He might have maybe referred to his brother as well. Ubaba wako ongaseko.
Ubaba is father, not brother.
Yes, his brother to me was Ubaba.
But you've just said now, in response to my second last question, you've just said you understood what he meant by the text he had sent you.
Okay.
So you must have understood what he meant by Ubaba wako ongaseko.
Yes.
It's only logical, correct?
That's correct.
So
But
who was the Baba wako ongaseko then?
I'm trying to explain this so that
Yes.
maybe the commission must
Yes,
get me.
yes, yes.
Like when I explained that, he said, I can see that Ukuti, you have captured Umfwetu. Maybe the commission can understand
You explained that.
in other ways.
No. You explained that to Advocate Chakalson.
Yes.
That's not where I am. My focus is right at the end of the text, the reference to Ubaba wako ongaseko.
Yes.
So I'm saying, having responded to me and said, you understood the text. So I'm asking, who did you understand him, that is General Dlamini, to be referring to when he said Ubaba wako ongaseko?
Okay. I would not understand when he said that part of Ubaba wako ongaseko. I just responded that
Then I don't understand your response that you understood the text. You did not qualify your response that you understood the text. You did not qualify it and say that I understood parts and I did not understand other parts. You did not say that.
Okay, Commissioner, according to me, I responded the way I understood it that time.
Which was what?
which was that myself and the CFO are close, even though here he wrote captured. But I did not understand this part of Ubaba Wako Ongaseko, but I kept on saying.
I'm saying I don't understand that in the light of the fact that you did not qualify your earlier response, which was that you understood what he meant, and that your acknowledgement of his text signified your understanding of the text. That's what you said earlier. So I don't understand the qualification now. Do you care to comment?
No comment.
All right. And what were the great things that he was referring to that Umfowenu would do for you?
Great things, just great things in life. You know, enjoy life. And according to my understanding, spend time together, having fun together. To me, those were great things.
This is the CFO of Tswane Municipality. What great things would he do for you?
Bring happiness as friends.
Thank you, Mr. Chakalson.
Well, I'm now going to take you to a series of exchanges that happened in parallel with this period that we've talked about of the building of your relationship with Mr. Mnisi. And again, if any of these questions, if the answers to any of these questions are answers that you don't want to answer because they are that you fear that your answer might incriminate yourself, you must say so and you don't have to answer. So the first parallel text I want to take you to is on page 1136, 1136.
File number?
File 3. And there you'll see in chat 5, on 2 December 2024, you send MMC Morodi an address in Teresa Park. You see it?
That was 10/07/2025.
No, 2/10/15 is my 1136. Are we on 1136? Do you see it? Text number 5, there's an address there.
Yes, I see it.
And I mean, I may be completely wrong. So what I have inferred from looking at what that address is and looking at the chats is that that was the address of a school field where you had organized a birthday celebration for her. Have I got it completely wrong? You could say yes.
Yes.
Okay, what was the address? I don't even know. Well, what was the address? She says thank you when you give her that address. Why was she thanking you for that address?
Okay, it was an address of where there were, let me, orphanages. At that time, they were visiting that address, and there were girls. If I can quite remember, it's a spa. I wanted her to address those ladies.
Okay. If you go, she then sends you something on a screen, which we'll get back to later, but then at 6:28:41, she says, "Thank you for making my birthday special." And so was this her birthday?
I can't remember, but I guess so.
And how did you make her birthday special? What was she thanking? What had you done for which she was thanking you?
By giving her an opportunity to address young women who are unprivileged.
Between the chats, just before she says, "Thank you for making my birthday special," she sent you a picture, and that picture's at 1236, 1236. Sorry, 1169, 1169.
1169
of the same file. And this looks like an internal City of Tswane document dealing with tenders for land leases, which explains the specifications that were put out, the proposals that came in, which were recommended, which leases had been recommended for cancellation, and which proposals had been approved by the bid adjudication committee. Why did she send that to you? And again, if the question is potentially, if the answer is potentially self-incriminatory, you don't need to answer it, and you can, but you do need to say why you're not answering it.
Okay, we had a discussion about the land that were to be leased to the public, and then she then sent this to me, that these are the kind of buildings that the city leased. So this one automatically, I think it was already been cancelled. It was on a public platform.
So you say this was on a public platform.
That's correct.
How did you know that?
Because she told me so.
So she said this is a publicly available document.
Yes.
That will give you an indication of what the city's attitudes to land leases are. You know, what land's available, what prices they accept, what prices they reject.
By the time she sent this to me, this project, according to my understanding then, it was already closed.
The bids were already closed.
That's correct.
What I want to put you is, as we will see later, the fact that bids have already been closed doesn't seem to be that much of a problem in your dealings in relation to Tswane tenders. But for now, let me just ask, what was your interest in land leases in land leases from the Tswane Municipality. Why were you interested in what land they were putting out to lease?
Can you repeat that?
Why were you interested in land that Tswane was putting out to lease, in leases offered by the Tswane Municipality over municipal land? What was your interest in that?
I did not have any interest.
Why did she send this to you?
It was just a topic between myself and her.
And what was, if you had no interest in municipal leases, why had you been discussing it with her?
It was just a discussion.
But why, who raised the discussion, you or her?
I can't remember.
But if you had no interest in municipal land leases, you wouldn't have raised a discussion of that nature. Can we accept that?
I can't comment on that because I can't remember exactly who raised that between myself and her.
All right. Well, it's not clear to me. I mean, this is a matter that's right at the fringes of our terms of reference. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but let's go to the next topic. If we then go back to page 59,
Which file?
of file 1, and you see this is in the period where you are assisting Mr. Mnisi in how to respond to the Hawks. And you see the top message on page 59 is a message where I think you are forwarding a message that you have sent to Warrant Officer Zungu. You're forwarding that to Mr. Mnisi, and it says, Zungu, I think I'm mistaken, Office of DPCI Judge. I think I wrote some remarks, it should be tramshed. Please confirm before the guy sends the message. Is that correct? You were sending to Mr. Mnisi a message that you had sent to Warrant Officer Zungu in relation to the assistance that you were both giving him on how to deal with the Hawks query.
That's correct.
He then sends us his next message to you. What's his vendor number? And then he says, my brother, can I have Becky's vendor number at Tswane? Thanks, my guy. And in those messages, he's asking for your brother's vendor number at the municipality, is he not?
That's correct.
And if we go down to 72536, you send back the vendor number of your brother's company. You send a text saying 17454 Ngapeshia.
That's correct.
Why was he interested in your brother's company's vendor number at the city?
Actually, he was not interested. I was interested because I've raised it with him that my brother is busy applying in different jobs there by Tswane and is not getting any. Then he said, no, maybe something is not okay. Can you please send his vendor number so that I must check what is it, a problem.
And what jobs was your brother applying for?
Supplying.
And when you say your brother's company was applying for jobs, is this competing for tenders?
Short supplies.
short supplies without tenders?
Yes, anything that might have came or been advertised at Tswane.
So, were you talking now in particular about tenders or non-tender procurement? Well, tenders or non-tender procurement? What were you discussing?
I can't be saying none or tender procurements. I was just referring that this is the vendor number, check on what is happening. Why isn't my product getting anything?
But I just, you see, I want to understand the context in which your brother expected to get jobs. Was it that he was putting in bids for tenders but not winning the tenders? Was it that? So can we deal with that first? Was that a problem that your brother had?
As I've said, the reason that I've sent that vendor number to Mr. Mnisi, I was making inquiries with him that, hey, can you check for me what is happening with my brother's company? Because he's been applying for jobs there and then he does not get anything. Then Mr. Mnisi said, send me his vendor number so that I must check what is happening.
So I'm genuinely just not clear what the situation you were describing is. So if he has a vendor number, it means he already has been appointed in some sort of capacity by the city, is it not? Was he on a panel of suppliers that the city would rotate? Was that his position?
Can you repeat that question?
Was he on a panel of suppliers that had been appointed by the city and the work was going to other members of the panel? I mean, had he already been appointed is the question that I'm asking, or was he wanting to be appointed?
It was an inquiry on what is the problem. Why is he not getting jobs?
Yeah, but I think we're at cross purposes here, because I need to know what the status of your brother's company was in relation to the city. Was it that his company had been appointed as one of several companies to do a particular kind of work, and the work should be rotated through those companies, but he wasn't getting any? Was it that?
That's correct.
And what was the panel to which his company had been appointed? What was the work that he had been appointed to do by the city?
I don't know exactly, but I'll take it from the discussion with my brother. That is that I'm being frustrated. I'm busy applying for things there in Tswane and I don't get any response. So I said, no, I will check what might be the problem. But specifically, I did not ask him on what exactly did he apply for.
Because, sorry, again, we may still be at cross purposes. Because if he is applying, that suggests it's not a panel it's not a panel appointment, because if you have been appointed to a panel, you apply to be on the panel, you get put on the panel, and then the city decides how to rotate work across the panel. If you're applying, it suggests that there are bids or invitations put out by the city, or requests for quotations put out by the city. You respond, but the city doesn't accept your application on response. Are we talking about the second category, where the city invites bids or quotations, your brother applies, but the city rejects him?
Do you understand the distinction, Sergeant Nkosi? Do you understand the distinction? That,
I want to understand it clearly, but it seems I fail because...
Ms. Murray, did you hear the question, or would you like to have it repeated?
Thank you, Commissioner. If it could be repeated.
Yes.
What's been going around and round in circles now. Thank you.
So there are two different types of situations that I want to distinguish between in relation to procurement.
Khona imkhakha emibili maqondana ne procurement ukuthi uthola usizo nemisebenzi edingekayo. Ngifuna ukwenza umehluko kuyo.
The first is where the city invites applications to be, for suppliers to be appointed to a panel.
Eyokuqala lapho idolobha elimema abantu ukuthi bafakelwe ku panel yalaba abazocela kubo imisebenzi edingekayo.
And if you are successful, you become one of the suppliers on the panel.
Uma uphumelela uba omunye walabo abazoba ama supplier kuleyo panel.
And then what the city will do is it will rotate its contracts among the members of the panel for that type of supply.
Okusho ke ukuthi ke idolobha selizokwenza ukuthi lijikeleze kulabo abakhona kule panel mangabe bedinga imisebenzi ethile ukuthi yenziwe.
Linike lo, liphinde linike omunye kanjalo kanjalo ulaba abakwi panel. There was nothing wrong you said, I just wanted to add more. Yes, yes.
So that's the first situation. I'll call it the panel situation.
Ushuthi ke umkhakha wokuqala lo ushuthi laba baku panel isimo sabo.
The second situation is where the city invites a bid or a quotation for a particular contract.
Isimo ke lesesibili lapho nje abamema wonke umuntu ukuthi bafakele izicelo zokwenza leyo msebenzi.
And you apply by submitting your bid or your quotation,
Bese ke abaphendula ngokuthi bafakele ama quotation noma ama bid wabo.
and the city chooses which application to accept.
Bese ke idolobha yilo ke elikhethayo ukuthi yipi bid noma quotation elizoyamukela.
So those are the two situations. I'm just trying to understand, was your brother in the panel situation or in the bid application or quotation application situation?
Lapho ke ngithanda ukuqondisisa khona ukuthi ngabe umfowenu waye kusiphi isimo, ngabe waye kulesi simo salaba baku panel okungakhethwa kubo noma waye kulaba nje okuvelwe kubizwe khona ama quotation noma ama bid ukuthi abantu bonke abazifakele wona.
Angeke ngakufakazela kakhulu ngoba ngikwazi. Engikwaziyo nganginikeza uCFO ngezizathu zokuthi abuke noma umfowethu compliant in terms of azabe lokhu akufakile or in terms of icompany yakhe iyamita izizathu zokuba ingasebenza eTshwane.
I'm not in a position to comment on that. All I was doing was to inquire from the CFO why my brother wasn't getting any success in terms of the task or whatever required to be done.
Okay, well, let's move on from this specific exchange. Can I then take you to page 99? And you see at chat time, it's the 7th of January, it's that white box that's on screen. It was at 10:55 in the morning, although the chat says 8:55. Mr. Mnisi sends you details of a tender that has a compulsory briefing session on the 21st of January. It's for the supply, delivery, and offloading of refuse bags for the city for 3 years. And he says underneath, Mfwethu, I've sent the above to Becky, we need to regroup on it. And you say, thank you, Mfwethu. And again, you are, I mean, if you feel that your answer to any of the questions I'm now going to ask may incriminate you, you're entitled to refuse to answer them. But my first question is, why did he send you this tender, the details of this tender?
I think, as I've asked him to, if there is anything that my brother can apply on, work on, he must send to me.
In his message to you, he says, I've sent the above to Becky, we need to regroup on that. What did he mean by, what did you understand him to mean by, we need to regroup on it?
Okay. My understanding, it was maybe we must meet together, myself and my brother.
Did you know if, as CFO, he was going to play any official role in relation to the award of this tender?
He was not.
So he was not going to be on the bid adjudication committee? Is that what your evidence is?
I'm answering that question that you asked me, that if I knew that the CFO will be involved.
Okay, well, let's take it back a step. Did you know whether he was going to play any official role? Did you know?
He was not going to play anything.
So you knew that he was not going to play a role?
That's correct.
And your evidence is that he did not play a role?
That's correct.
And what was he going to do with you and your brother in relation to this tender? What was the meeting going to be about?
Okay. As a reply to Mfethu, I've sent to Beggy, we must regroup on it. I think, according to my understanding, if Beggy qualified, he was supposed to apply like any other one.
Again, this is an issue at the fringes of our terms of reference. I'm going to move on from this tender. Can I take you to page 113?
$113.
113. And we're now at the 29th of January 2025. And if the second last chat on the page, Mr. Mnisi says, okay, my brother, can I request that we meet tomorrow? I have to get our report ready for you. Is that fine? You see it?
That's correct.
And report is in inverted commas. You see it?
That's correct.
What was he referring to when he referred to our report in inverted commas?
I can't recall.
Would you have known at the time?
I can't recall.
Your response was, okay, cool, my man, see you tomorrow. So you must have known at the time what he was referring to.
when I look at my charts here, I can't really recall what was the report all about.
Well, what was Mr. Mnisi doing for you that at the time that could conceivably have been referred to as a report? What documents was he sharing with you? What documents was he giving to you? Can you think of anything that might have been a report, our report, that had to be ready for you?
I would not say what was Mr. Minister, what kind of reports or documents that he gave me. We don't usually share documents with Mr. Minister.
But he definitely anticipated that he was going to share a document with you, a report that had to be ready for you. So what documents, what could he have been referring to?
I can't recall.
Now, I'll play open cards with you. I don't know what he was referring to, but I am going to ask questions.
No, it's fine. It's
yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Could it have been the report that the Hawks were waiting for and that you had been assisting him to respond to together with Warrant Officer Zungu? Could that have been what he was referring to?
Okay, thank you. Let me just go back to explain that so-called report that is seen here. It was an attempt to extort the CFO by the members of the PCI Stock Exchange.
Sorry. The report related to an extortion attempt by members of the DPCI.
I'm answering you now when you said to me it was not about the report that I've assisted him with together with Warrant Officer Zungu. So now I'm taking you back to that thing that you've seen there, that myself and Warrant Officer Zungu and the CFO were talking about.
Sorry, you've lost me here. Where was the extortion and who was trying to extort what from Mr. Mnisi?
Okay, I'm answering the question that you said. Isn't it that the CFO wanted to give me the report about what I've helped him together with Warrant Officer Zungu? So now I'm taking you to that report. What is it all about according to you?
Who was trying to extort something from Mr. Mnisi?
Okay. In the previous pages, there was something that has to do with police work.
Yes, a request from the Hawks to assist with an investigation into certain alleged procurement irregularities in Tswane.
That is the same page that I'm talking about.
Yes, and where was the extortion?
At Tswane,
Who was doing the extortion?
the same people that are on this report, the previous page that you just opened now,
That's at page 52, so maybe we can go to page 52 so that you can just explain to us what you're referring to.
Yes.
So that letter says this office is investigating alleged case of corruption against City of Tswane municipal officials attached to supply chain management together with finance officials. It is alleged that about four entities were awarded tenders without following proper supply chain management processes, leading to the City of Tswane Municipal Department suffering financial loss. And then they ask confirmation first of whether four named entities ever did work for the city, the bid advertisement of the contracts received by those entities, the procurement policy during the periods, the written delegation of authority by the accounting officer, and the original submission of all of the entities that were recommended by the BEC and the BAC. So that's what the letter says. Where was the extortion?
Okay. I'm taking you to this page because of what transpired on the, following your next question that you just raised now. That isn't it that the CFO wanted to give us a feedback about how or what we helped him about with Warrant Officer Zoom. On the mentioned date, that is 2024 date, it will be the 22 November. There was a visit by the member or the so-called member of Hawks into the city of Tswane. They then came with a brown envelope. They left this note to the securities downstairs for the securities to call or to give it to the CFO. Because the CFO knew me, he found it very odd that if those members were legit and something that they had was legit, why didn't they come to his office or follow proper procedures if they have any inquiry about Tswane, about him representing Tswane, following the proper procedure? Why didn't they do that? Then they go to the security personnel and leave this note to them.
Sorry, just for clarification, this note, are you referring to the letter that we see at page 52?
That's correct. Then he phoned me and forwarded this to me.
So his concern was that members of the DPCI had delivered this letter at security and hadn't, as it were, asked for a meeting with him and hand-delivered it to him.
That's correct.
And where was the threat of extortion that you referred to earlier?
I think maybe the evidence leader is quick to come to the threat of extortion. Can maybe you leave me a bit to explain how to...
Sure, explain further.
Yes. So what happened is when he forwarded this to me, immediately I contacted Warrant Officer Zungu, because of at the time I was still working at the DPCI. I said to him, there is this strange thing that I received from the city of Tswane. Can you please verify with your office? Then Zungu, together with some colonel, I can't remember exactly his surname, they checked this inquiry, they checked these people, they found out that this inquiry number, it was something of a theft of cable or something that has nothing to do with what it is written here on this note. Then they further told me that what must the CFO ask these people so that we will come now to a conclusion that indeed this thing is valid or not? While we were still busy about that, the CFO then received a call. I don't know whether it was from somebody known to him or unknown to him, but I think it's known. I will have to clarify that with him, telling him that no, there are members of Hawks there, they were looking for you, but I can talk to them, then you'll make a plan. As a result, now, see, the CFO comes back to me with that report. I took it then back to Warrant Officer Zoom. I think he was with Lieutenant Colonel Maluleka. Then they advised that what must the CFO say with this, about this response to these people? Then that is how now it comes to this page where the CFO was writing back to this office requesting their email number so that when he responds, he must respond to the direct people. Then we came to a conclusion that indeed it confirmed that this thing, it was a scam or it was an extortion based on what the information received by the CFO and when these people started to respond. One, they said, the person who responded, he said, no, this email does not belong to him, but it belongs to someone who's working under him. Then the CFO further explained to that person that this is what happened. Can you explain further so that I want to lay a formal complaint with your office on what really transpired? On the very same numbers that those people left in the reception, those people responded by saying, "Good morning, sir. Please confirm this now it is." Okay, now this is CFO writing to those people. "Good morning, sir. Please confirm if this email address belongs to Captain Carlo." This one said correct.
Are we on
Apologies
page
for.
60 now? Are we on page 60?
That's correct.
Yes.
He said, this so-called TPCI member said correct. Then the CPO, the CFO further writes, "Apologies for inconvenience. Who is CRIT and what is their relationship to this matter?" The reason I'm asking this is because we want to send sensitive information and it's a must that it reaches the person as per the letter which was sent. Then the TPCI member responds, "Don't worry, it will come straight to me, or you can deliver it to my office, 165 Mayor Street, Jamestown. I can come to your office when they are ready." Then the CFO noted, "Sir, just for my comfort, please confirm that the email address for Captain Carlo is indeed, that is the email below."
Sorry, Sergeant, I'm familiar with all of these documents, but I simply wanted to check with you if you could possibly have been referring to a report arising out of the DPCI inquiry when you, or not you, that the CFO could have been referring to that sort of report when he said on the 29th of January, "I have to get our report ready for you." I don't want us to go down much further in relation to the DPCI matter. I just wanted to know possibly what this report was about that he was referring to in January.
I think it was about that.
You think that it did have to do with the DPCI scam that you've described?
Okay, as I said that, I'm not sure, but it might be.
It might be. Let's not leave it, let's not take it further than that. What I do want to go to now is a series of interactions between yourself, the CFO, and General Dlamini in relation to invoices issued by the Security Department for payment by the city in March 2025. It's going to be a topic that will take at least 15 to 20 minutes to deal with, and maybe we should start with it after the tea break.
Let us adjourn and resume at 11:25.